everyone, welcome back to our channel.
Hi.
We are here today with part 2 of our how to shop for fragrance video. So if you haven't watched part 1, we will link it up below in the description box, so please go and watch that. Part 1 was about what you do at home, so in preparation for going and buying a fragrance. There's quite a lot you can do, but now we're in the shop. So once we're in the shop, what is the first thing that we do?
Okay, so number 1, our tip is find a good sales advisor.
Yes.
Now, I can't stress this enough, that actually you should be able to find somebody in a perfumery who knows something about perfume.
Yes.
And it kind of sounds rudimentary, but it's so important for you to be able to work that out, because especially if you yourself are not sure about perfume and you need that advice. So don't just feel pressured to buy the perfume from the first perfume advisor that approaches you.
Yeah.
Make sure that they are actually asking you some questions.
Yeah, I mean, there are lots of great people out there working in stores, but there are also...
We've trained some of them.
We have, but there are also a few rubbish people, and there are people that don't even intend to be rubbish. It's just that they're maybe from an agency and they've been stuck on a counter for one day and they've had no training.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's not their fault that they're not an expert.
Yeah,
so they might be fine if you know, I want that in a 50ml, wrap it up, give it to me. But if you're going in for a proper shopping trip to try lots of things, you want someone that's really experienced. So don't be afraid to walk away from a sales consultant in a nice way if you don't feel they can help you in the way you need that time.
And one of the things that we would always say when we're training sales consultants is don't be afraid to ask the customer questions. So you as a customer, you need to feel that the consultant is taking an interest in you, you know, and actually asking you things like, what is it you're looking for? What do you normally wear? You know, when do you like wear this fragrance? So all of those things are important. And also you should ask the sales advisor questions. You know, not necessarily to test them, but you want to know things like, where does this fragrance come from? I.e., what's the story behind it? Why is it made like this? What are the key ingredients? You know, things like that. It just, the consultant can answer those things, it just shows that they have got that extra level of knowledge that will help you.
Also maybe think about what time of day you go shopping. So that could be to do with the power of your nose. So it's thought that maybe your nose is at its peak smelling in early afternoon, but also I would think about the time of day in terms of when the shop's busiest and quietest as well. Because if you want to spend lots of time chatting with someone, probably not best to go in on like a Saturday afternoon when they're going to be run off their feet, you know. So think about the time that you're actually going to go into that store.
And you've got so much choice now, because I mean some of the stores are open, like, well, especially now leading up to Christmas, they're open late at night, so lots of choice. Second tip, or third tip maybe, I've lost count, is also to think about how you're trying that fragrance, because I think a lot of sales consultants, they will offer it on a card. We often in our videos will spray on a blotter. That's fine, and maybe you could do that at first to try and narrow down.
Yes, you need to do that initially.
But then before you make that decision, spray it on your skin. And there are some rules about spraying on the skin.
Yes, so make sure that you spray in, I mean, if you wear perfume a lot, then you're going to know this anyway, but don't be spraying it really up close to your wrist like this, so it's running down onto your clothes and it's just all alcohol. And what you want to do is spray from a good distance away, so you get a nice mist of fragrance. And also, don't try too many. So you don't want them to mix and contaminate each other, so you don't get the true smell. So you'd maybe go for like the inside of the wrist, one on each arm. Elbow. If you really need to, you could come up here. But I feel like actually eliminate some of using blotters and then pick a couple that you really like to put on your skin, because that's going to help you to make the decision easier by them not being mixed up.
Absolutely. If you're a guy, by the way, just know that quite often a sales consultant will go for the back of the hand. That's absolutely fine, but personally I think that the inside is better. So even if you're a guy, do that. A lot of people think, oh, this is a very feminine place to smell perfume.
It's a pulse point.
Exactly, it's a pulse point, which is where obviously you've got more heat. What I would say is just make sure that either you or the consultant shields your jewellery.
Yes.
So really,
maybe don't wear jewellery if you're really prepared.
Yeah, that's a good point actually. And even sleeves. So like if I was going shopping with this dress on, I'd be struggling to actually get anything up here anyway. So that's quite a good point.
Yeah. Then we have to decide how quickly do we make that decision, because we all know that fragrance can quite often smell very different when you initially spray it to how it can do in several hours. So sometimes it might be that you spray something and you're wandering around the department still and you're talking to the sales consultant and trying different things and you are like, this is the one. Like, I love this so much.
I've done that before. I've literally but especially because I've already known what I liked and wanted beforehand.
Yes.
And it's taken me like 10 minutes and I'm like, I definitely want this.
But other times you might not be sure. So it is okay to think about it, to let it develop. And don't feel pressured to make a decision straight away, because it's something very personal that you're buying. So take the time that you need to let it develop as much as you can to make a true decision. Yeah,
absolutely. Ask a friend as well. Sometimes it's nice if you take a friend shopping with you and see what their opinion is as well. The other thing to remember is that there's a lot of perfume in a perfumery department, so that kind of sometimes can cloud your senses. One of the things that all good perfumeries should have is some coffee beans, because the act of smelling coffee beans will help kind of not necessarily clear your nose, but just kind of wipe out
it.
So sort of wipe out that previous smell that you had, so you're ready to smell again. And actually a lot of perfumers use the trick of smelling clean cloth. So say you had a nice clean handkerchief, only a clean one please, you could always whip that out and just smell the clean linen before you move on to smelling something else to make your decision.
So once you've decided, right, this is the perfume that I want, then there's lots of other decisions to make, because you've got to decide like what size, what format, to buy it in.
What do you tend to do if you were buying a new fragrance? Do you go for a big size or
I probably wouldn't go for the big size unless I was 100, unless it was a repurchase of something that I really liked. But I do know that the big size is always better value. So the price per mil is always better in usually the 100 mil, which is the largest one. I know that something a lot of people do, because I've seen people doing it and I do it with other products, is that I find the thing that I like in the store, I get my phone out and I start Googling where can I get this
it's kind
for
of
different price.
This is the way people shop now.
Exactly. So that is totally fine. So you might be on, like, say you're in Oxford Street in London, there's probably about 10 places on that one street where you could buy the same fragrance. So I don't blame you for looking up where you can get the best deal on it.
Just be wary of that though.
Yes.
Because you don't know where it's coming from.
So that's another point, is that make sure that it's a reputable retailer that you're buying from, because I don't know if you guys are aware, but in perfume there's quite a big grey market, and it's not black market, so it's not fake.
There are some fakes, but
there is also that, but I don't think you would be fooled too easily by that. But grey market is product that has been kind of sold on, so a approved retailer has sold on like their excess, and quite often it goes around the world. So like
grey market in the UK might come in from another country, for example.
Yes. So it is the true product, but all it means when it's grey market is that it might be really old. With perfume it might have been stored in like somewhere really warm for 2 years, and then they've sold it on. You can't tell that until you sprayed it. So do be careful. You can get some great bargains by buying off those,
but you don't get
sites.
The extras. So like often in a store, one of the things I love is like the little gifts that you get, or the wrapping, and also, I don't know about you, but I feel like we've just talked about the importance of finding a good sales advisor and having that conversation, that consultation for perfume. It's a big purchase. I don't know about you, but then I would want to spend my money with that person. If they've taken the time and the energy and the effort to share their expertise with me and really genuinely helped me come to a decision, I want to give that person my cash.
Yeah, so don't be too tempted by getting like £1 or £2 off it by buying it on some dodgy website.
I have another tip.
Yes.
So going back to the decision as well, because Sarah said earlier that sometimes you might need a bit longer to think about it. One of the things that you must do if you do decide to walk away to make the decision, say in a coffee shop or even overnight, either get a sample of the fragrance from the consultant to take with you, or make sure that that perfume that you like or the couple that you're choosing between are sprayed on a blotter card, but the blotter card needs the name of that fragrance written on it, because you will forget it for sure.
Yeah, and some names are very complex and very similar to each other, so make sure it's the exact one.
Yeah. So there we go. I think that's kind of covered everything.
I hope that's covered it. If there's anything we haven't covered, then do let us know if you've got any other tips for what you do when you go fragrance shopping. I'm sure everyone would love to share your tips in the comments. So, happy fragrance shopping.
Thank you very much for watching. See you again.
Bye.
Bye.